This time on Monkey Thieves, Bipin and the exiled splinter group struggle to survive in the city. A face from their past races to the rescue. But is it too little, too late? And a new breed of lawman hits the streets looking for monkey thieves. It's early morning in the North Indian city of Jaipur, and the streets are already busy. Hiding in a quiet back street are 40 new arrivals, the Galta Gang's splinter group. They've spent a nervous night in strange new surroundings. Bipin, Yash, and Tito's world has been turned upside down. Less than 24 hours ago, they all lived in luxury at the city's Galta temple, until their old leaders, Rani and Kamal, kicked them out of their home. Now, the splinter group are living rough. For their new queen, Jaya, and troop leader, Devdan, the pressure is on. It's tough in the city for a troop with no territory. People guard their food, and rival gangs protect their turf. The splinter group need to find a safe place to call home, quickly. But things go from bad to worse. Yash spots a familiar face coming straight towards them. It's Dana Long, the city monkey catcher. He's the last thing the splinter group need. But luckily for them, Dana drives by with barely a glance. This is no ordinary workday for Dana, or thousands of people. Most eyes in the city are looking at the sky. At Galta Temple, Queen Rani wakes to the reality of what she and her partner Kamal have done. Forcing the splinter group to leave the temple has made a huge difference. There's twice as much space to start with. The youngsters seem to love it. Rani's daughter, Isha, has hardly left the pool now it's less crowded. Their home is quieter and calmer, but they still need more food. And their neighbors have noticed there's more space in the temple too. Kamal can see they're being watched. A sharp grunt distracts him. Rani sees something strange in the sky, and the whole troop come to investigate. The gang are used to seeing birds hover overhead, but Rani hasn't seen one like this for a long time. Back in the city, the splinter group brave the ledges as they hunt for breakfast. Devdan leads his gang to one place they might get lucky. A busy market in the center of the town. Bipin's been here before, But this isn't what he expected to see. The market is swamped with customers haggling hard. But not over the price of fruit and vegetables. They're buying kites. Yash can't see as much as a grape anywhere. The whole city has gone kite crazy. It's the middle of January, and the Hindu festival Makar Sankranti is being celebrated. It marks the start of the sun's journey north. And as part of the celebrations, Jaipur stages a huge kite festival. The Splinter group are captivated by the show. Every time Devdan looks up, there seems to be twice as many flying above him. Bipin grabs the chance for a closer look. A crashed kite could be food. Yash risks a nasty cut, only to find out they're not to his taste. Tito's too hungry to care. Macaques in the wild chew bark. He's happy to eat paper. But 3 broken kites won't feed 40 monkeys. The hunt for breakfast is back on. Bipin scours the streets. He can't see food. But he can see the monkey catcher again. But there's no sign of Dana's van or his cages. Catching macaques isn't the only way Dana pays his bills. He sells kites too, and today he's rushed off his feet. They literally fly off his stall. With Dana tied up, the Splinter group think they can afford to relax. And Yash might be onto something. He spots a golden opportunity. An open hospital door is too tempting to resist. There might be food behind it. He leads the gang as monkey thieves spring into action. But instead of finding food, Yash gets the fright of his life. The hospital's being patrolled by a security guard, like no other on Earth. The flicker of tail and flash of fur suggests it might be a monkey. But it's absolutely huge. And monkeys rarely travel alone. There could be an army of giants heading their way. There's only one thing to do. Run for it. This is one monkey they definitely don't want to mess with. As the shock of seeing the giant monkey subsides, some of the Splinter group put their troubles behind them and join in the festival fun. 3 youngsters have a new game to play, which is bad news for a boy trying to launch a kite. The youngsters have other ideas. Their rules are simple. Just grab it. The air is full of the sounds of the festival. But Bipin hears something much more exciting. It's Vijay Sharma, a face from the Splinter group's past. Bipin's pleased to see him. They all are. He usually has one thing guaranteed to impress any macaque: food. Vijay is a devoted worshipper of the Hindu deity Hanuman, the monkey god. He lives on the far side of Jaipur, and until 6 months ago cycled across the city every day to bring food to the monkeys. For years, he's given handouts to hungry children and needy people too. Many traders supported his charity work and donated food for free. But that was before the recent economic slump. Once thriving markets now lie empty and desolate. Now, Vijay has to travel much further to find food. And many stallholders can't afford to give stock away anymore. He has to pay. Today, Vijay has less food to give, and more monkeys and people desperate for his help. Bipin and the gang race to get to Vijay first. Devdan leads the charge. But the splinter group are too late. Another troop has beaten them to it. As Devdan tries to muscle in, the neighborhood troop make it clear they're not sharing. Devdan can't risk a fight. The splinter group are outnumbered. All he can do is watch. Devdan's eyes go green as he sees his rivals tuck into a creamy bread and milk pudding. The local mob guzzles the best of Vijay's food and vanishes. The splinter group are left to rummage through the leftovers. Bipin and Yash squeeze the fruits. They know the softer they are, the more sugars they contain. But these are a step beyond soft. They're rotten. Vijay wishes he had more to give, but he's done all he can. What the splinter group don't want, local livestock are grateful for. Bipin and the gang hardly got a bite. Now they have another problem. Racing after Vijay's bike was thirsty work. They're desperate for a drink. The Galta temple pools provided water whenever they wanted it. But there's no such luxury here. Tito scans the skyline, but all he can see are kites. The city looks as dry as a bone. The kite festival is in full swing at Jaipur's Shogun Stadium. Tourists and locals enjoy the show as above them the sky becomes a battleground. For many people, kite fighting is all part of the fun. Strings are dipped in crushed glass to turn them into razor-sharp wires. The city echoes with cries as competitors slash rival strings and kites crash to earth. But one visitor isn't here for the festival. He's here to track down monkey troublemakers. And he's just one short step behind the splinter group. A stone's throw from the stadium, the splinter group search for a drink. But it's just as hard to tap into the city's water supplies as find food. Taps are padlocked to guard against theft. Bipin has to make do with the overspill. Youngsters lap up what they can from leaks in the plumbing. But they need more to drink than just a few rusty drops. The dregs in this trough are undrinkable. The situation is desperate. But one high-pitched call changes everything. Tito may have discovered the answer to all their problems. Jaipur is crowded with hotels catering for all budgets. And Tito checks the splinter group into a luxury retreat. Most tourists are at the kite festival, leaving the coast clear for an invasion of uninvited guests. With its palatial walls and clear blue pool, for the street-weary splinter group, this is a reminder of the good old days at Galta. And the pool isn't the hotel's only water feature. The hotel grounds are being treated to a soak. The youngsters have never seen anything like this in their lives. Water revives the gang in more ways than one. A soggy lawn is the perfect playground. Play fighting establishes rank, bonds, and friendship. And it's even more fun than catching kites. Jaya keeps one eye on her daughter, Dimple. The other on movement in the grass. She can even enjoy macaque snacks here, tiny insects. Jaya eats mainly a vegetarian diet, like all macaques, but the odd crunchy bug provides a handy boost of protein. Devdan's found a much more appetizing dish. A cold cheese toastie and chips are food fit for this king. At last, life is looking up. With food and water available, and no rival gangs anywhere to be seen, the hotel could be the home the splinter group have been looking for. It almost seems too good to be true. It is. A reflection sends a chill down Jaya's spine. And she lets the whole troop know it. The splinter group go to red alert. The huge creature they saw at the hospital strides into view. Devdan stares in disbelief. It looks like a langur monkey. It walks like one, and it has the familiar white fur framing its face. But it's 5 times bigger than any langur he's seen before, and 10 times bolder. Devdan would expect a lone langur to flee from 40 macaques. But this one does just the opposite. One flash of its fangs is the final straw. Devdon checks his gang out of the hotel without looking back. The Splinter group have been tricked by a master of disguise. 42-year-old Gouda arrived at the hotel just after sunrise. Gouda is a Barupia, or man of many faces. He has entertained people by dressing as animals since he was a boy. But in recent years, his talents have found a new niche: policing monkey hotspots. He was first hired to protect passengers at a North Indian railway station, which was overrun with rowdy macaques. Gouda means the monkeys no harm and offers a personal prayer to Hanuman, the monkey god, as a mark of respect. Then it's down to work. Today, he'll patrol hospitals and hotels swarming with monkey raiders. Tomorrow, he'll go wherever he's needed. At Galta Temple, Rani and the Galta Gang elite are still mesmerized by the fluttering shapes in the sky. They watch the show from the security of the temple walls. But as the evening air cools, the atmosphere among the gang is uneasy. With the Splinter group gone, they only have half the muscle to defend their home. And that could be a big problem. Their neighbors still peer jealously over the walls. These langurs are the real deal, and they would love to move into the temple. Maybe now they'll seize their chance. Rani and Kamal may live to regret their decision to kick the Splinter group out. As the sun starts to sink, the kite festival is still in full swing. Devdon's troop regroup after the shock at the hotel. They're right back where they started the day, hungry and hiding in a back street. Bipin is shattered, they all are. With nowhere to call home, rival mobs and giant monkeys on the prowl, and a constant battle to find food and water, surviving on the streets is exhausting. To make matters worse, Dana Lal has put his kites away and his cages back on his van. Tomorrow, he'll be back on the beat and looking for law-breaking monkeys. The festival ends with a bang as kites make way for fireworks. The Splinter group decide to call it a day and disappear into the shadows. Today's been tough, but tomorrow's a new day. Whatever the city throws at them, the Splinter group are ready. They haven't given up yet. Next time on Monkey Thieves, Bipin and the Splinter group youngsters go back to school. Rani and the Galta Gang elite are lured out of the temple by the sweet sound of music. And Dana Lal is back in business and hot on the Splinter troop's trail.